Terry is solids and is shooting at the 2-ball.
This is a more complex example, but it's important that scorekeepers and captains and players understand that there's a judgment to be made. I'm shooting the low balls. That's my last one on the table. If I were to try to bank the ball up here, and I missed it, but I said, wait a minute, I was trying to make it. Here's where the judgment comes in. If I'm a 2 or a 3, I wouldn't mark that as a defensive shot, because 2s and 3s may not pull that shot off, and they were trying to make it. But if I was a 6 or a 7, or a 5 maybe, I would call that a defensive shot, and here's the reason why. Any 6 or 7, if they were going to shoot this shot, they would attempt to get the cue ball back here for the 8. They wouldn't leave the cue ball down there. And that would be what I would call an intentional miss, which would be marked as a defensive shot, because the shot should look like this from a 6 or a 7. Notice that the cue ball is coming down here for the 8. Therefore, this would, of course, not be a defensive shot. This player was trying to make the 2 and trying to keep his turn going, his or her turn going, by getting position on the 8. It's a judgment call. Everybody has to understand that marking defensive shots oftentimes calls for judgment. We encourage the scorekeepers and the team captains and the better players on each team to be able to make these judgments fairly.